So, Opinion Guru TV. I am live in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We are at a protest for Afghanistan. It's not yet started. They are playing music right now. I'm just waiting to see if it's gonna start. Quite a few people are here. Quite a few people are here. I am just trying to set up, checking my mic. We are at Nathan Phillips Square at the Toronto sign at City Hall. Many people are coming. Many are here already. So we're gonna wait on the speakers to come. That is a look at the Toronto City Hall buildings. This is where the business of the city of Toronto is conducted, I guess, during the week. I'm not sure if they work on the weekend, but we are here and we are live. OpinionGuru TV live. We are at the Afghanistan protest in Toronto. Lots of signs are here. Yes, the occupation is finished by the United States. They were in Afghanistan for 20 years after 9/11, and now they are trying to leave, but a lot of the people that helped them are still here, and they feel that their life is threatened right now because the Taliban is in charge. But I guess now the speaker is in front. I'm gonna try and go closer so you hear what the speaker is saying. They are trying to get people closer to, I guess, to the speakers. Right, I'm gonna try and get some of the signs that are here. Many signs, right? Yes, many signs are here. You know. So now I'm gonna go to the speaker and Let's hear what they have to say. Lots of flags, lots of colors. I'm trying to get closer. Can everyone hear us loud and clear? Right, they're doing the sound check right now. Check who is here. The sun is directly in my eyes. I'm trying to get a better viewing. That's the maple leaf right there flying. Not too much wind today. Welcome, welcome. Opinion Guru TV Live. We are at Nathan Phillips Square. We are at the protest for Afghanistan. And the speaker is getting ready to speak. They are just doing their audio check right now. Okay, I'm gonna go over now to the speakers.
Great. While we get the team here, I just want to say salam everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Several weeks ago, I reached out to my dear friend Latifa and we started discussing about the situation in Afghanistan. We decided right then that it was our obligation to serve our people in Afghanistan, that it was our responsibility to advocate for the human rights of Afghanistan, that we would use all our platforms, resources, privileges, and voices to ensure we fought for Afghanistan's freedom, that we would exhaust all our options to ensure we amplified the voices of our people and educated the global community on the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Latifa was quick to find some of the most passionate and hardworking Afghan Canadians to help bring together today's protest. And I want to take a moment to give credit where it's due and introduce the people behind today's protest. Over here we have our passionate co-leader Latifa, who serves as our facilitator. She keeps the team together and she makes the magic happen. Myself, I'm Serena. I lead our communication strategy, our key messaging, and I help with our content creation. We have Afghan Youth of Toronto right on over here. Afghan Youth of Toronto are our content creators and social media activists. Throughout this protest, they will be leading the chants throughout the protest. So please make sure that you follow their lead and you follow their directions when they do the chants. Mariam John is our administrator. She's the one that keeps us all on track. Right over here. And we have Farah, who is literally the backbone of our team. Farah John. She's in the audience right now. And then we have Muska. Muska is our content creator, our content strategist, and our social media expert. And she will be our MC for today. So right now, before we begin our events, we just want to give respect to where it's due. We're going to do a land acknowledgement. So if you can all join me for this land acknowledgement to give respect. I'm going to pass it off to one of our youth, Mariam John, who's going to take over.
It is crucial that we acknowledge the land that we are meeting on is one of various Indigenous groups that were here long before the imperialist state of Canada. This land is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat people, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. It is crucial that we continue to work alongside our Indigenous allies who continue to be affected by the imperialist state that is complicit in our diaspora and the dispossession of their land.
So good evening, everybody. My name is Latifa. I'm one of the organizers, and we're going to be playing the national anthem, Mili Suruz. So we're going to be playing Malif Surud, and the meaning behind this particular anthem, it states all 16 ethnic groups in this particular anthem. Of course, we're going to play the Dari version later on, but it's important to play all of it right now. So, go ahead. I didn't do that.
They're playing music, and I don't want to be flagged by YouTube, so I'll let the speakers speak more clearly again after the music has stopped. But we're here, we're in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and we're at the protest for Afghanistan. We're at Nathan Phillips Square, lots of people, lots of flags. Yes, we're at the protest for Afghanistan. They don't want Canada to leave anyone behind. That's the essence of it. They don't want the Western countries to forget about Afghanistan. You know, they want them to continue evacuating the people that help them in the war against terror. So I'm gonna put it back to the speakers.
So please keep that in mind.
Afghans around the world are gathering today to stand in solidarity for the people of Afghanistan. Across 8 countries and 41 cities. Today, we will make noise. We will continue to make noise until we have achieved everything on our advocacy list, and then more. I apologize for that. Before we begin our event and before we get into our speaker, I want to take a moment of silence. I acknowledge that we're all in pain. Our hearts are heavy, our people are in a never-ending nightmare, and there's so much that we want to do that we're so limited in how to do. My empathy and thoughts and prayers are with all of you and all your families. The past 2 weeks, I have personally asked everyone to refrain from asking me how I am doing. Because how can I be doing when my beautiful people in Afghanistan are suffering? They are fighting for their basic human rights and they are dying. I appreciate you all coming here today. It is so hard to stay composed and strong. But we must be resilient. The one characteristic that unites us all is our bravery. I have found bravery in every Afghan that I have met. Afghans are brave. Our brave brothers and sisters raised our flag with pride and chanted for their freedom from the Taliban in Afghanistan. Today, Today, many of them have been silenced and they cannot. But we are here for them, despite the repercussions we will face, because we have to be brave. So please join me in taking a moment of silence for our grandparents in the wonderful free Afghanistan that they remember, for our parents that fled the Taliban, for the sacrifices they made for our freedom so we can be here today together, for the children, the daughters, the sons, the fathers, the mothers, the beautiful, innocent, brave people of Afghanistan that are suffering and desperately fighting to escape the Taliban. A moment of silence for all the children in Afghanistan that do not have a childhood. A moment of silence for every Afghan that we have lost due to war, violence, famine, poverty, crisis, and human rights violations. And a moment of silence for our minority groups. A moment of silence for our Hazara brothers and sisters, our Sikh brothers and sisters, our Jewish brothers and sisters. So please join me right now. We're going to take a moment of silence. I'm sorry, ma'am.
In this case, we came here to shout and to say the rule that we cannot stay silent even for a second. It's not time to stay silent. What the advice to the people out there?
Security? Okay, I'm sorry, but we want to take a moment of silence to observe the lives that we have lost for the people that are suffering. We will not tolerate any type of disrespect or any type of interruption. I understand. We will, and we will get there. We will get there, ma'am. We will get there. Okay. So as important it is to raise our voices, it's also important to respect the lives that we have lost and take a few minutes of our day to take a moment of silence and observe those lives and ground us. As a woman, I have always had to work towards breaking glass ceilings. But as an Afghan woman, I stand before you today and I'm telling you we're done with breaking glass ceilings. We are going to shake the ground until the world hears us and stands for the human rights of Afghanistan. We aren't worried about ceilings anymore. We're here to make the ground move, and I am going to pass it on. So let's raise those voices. We will have chance. We will have chance. Can I hear you? Zindabad! Zindabad!
Afghanistan!
Zindabad!
Afghanistan!
Zindabad!
Afghanistan!
Zindabad!
Afghanistan!
Okay, now, give me one moment. I'm going to pass it to our Toronto youth team who will be leading the next chant. I know we're all worked up, and we will make that noise. I promise you, we're going to make sure that everybody hears us. But also, we have a lot of media here today. We want to be on our best behavior, and we want to show the world how united we are, and we want to get our message across. We want to fight and advocate for our people together. So... all right, take it away. Do you need this?
Good afternoon, everybody. Can everyone hear me? Yeah? Khosh Ramadan Hamagi. Thank you for coming to this protest. We're going to start with some chants, all right? All right, everyone, repeat after me. And we have to be loud, all right? We really got to scream. All right. Everyone. Afghans united. will never be divided.
Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided. Afghans united will never be divided.
The graveyard of empires will never fall.
The graveyard of empires will never fall.
The graveyard of empires will never fall.
The graveyard of empires will
Never fall. The graveyard of empires will never fall. Save Afghanistan.
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 Long live 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 Afghanistan.
Once more, long live Afghanistan.
Long live Afghanistan.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You put it, yeah, I saw you put it in there. No! Yeah, it's in you, you know. Don't make me responsible for you. I think it's on another one.
All right, everyone, just requesting once again, if you are in front of this line, please take a step back. So everyone off to the side, if you can take one step back. We're trying to create a beat so we can amplify our voices, but also at the same time, we have speakers and we have wires. And the last thing that I want is for someone to get hurt. So let's move away from wires. We don't want it falling on anybody. And for my friends on this side, if you can move away from the wires, I want to see your beautiful posters. So let's make a V so we can see everyone's posters together. So a lot of you are probably wondering why we're here, what we're going to talk about, while we're here to save the lives of Afghans. It's so important for us to be actionable. We can chant, we can...
Classy ATL, welcome. Hello. Classy ATL, welcome. We're at Nathan Phillips Square at the protest for Afghanistan. Welcome as always, Classy ATL, welcome. Good to see you.
Human rights norms. This includes a right to life and liberty, freedom from slavery and torture, freedom of opinion and expression, the right to work and education. We ask that any future government is inclusive of all Afghans regarding gender, ethnicity, political party, religion, and creed. We ask that women must have the right to vote and run in office. In 2017, 28% of our parliament in Afghanistan were females. We're also advocating for the accountability for the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Pakistan must understand that there will be consequences for their well-documented support of the destabilization efforts inside Afghanistan. Pakistan must immediately stop supply channels and command and control of the Taliban in Afghanistan. They must stop funding the Taliban and all other efforts to destabilize Afghanistan. They should work along the UN to report the trafficking of girls and children to Pakistan. The government of Pakistan needs to provide protection to the 3 million vulnerable Afghan refugees. They need to ensure that there are no hate crimes committed against the Afghans in Pakistan. The U.S. government needs to acknowledge and take accountability for their part in the One more time, we want the U.S. to take accountability for destroying. Everybody needs to be held accountable for destroying the livelihood of our Afghans in Afghanistan. Those innocent people didn't cause this. We also want immediate emergency response in Kabul. We've seen the photos, we've seen the news stories, we all have family there, we all have ties there, we've seen it. Though that is not the state that humanity should ever have to be. It's been the biggest airlift evacuation of all time. It should never get to that. So we want immediately to secure the Kabul airport, or should any other airport open up, whether it's Kandahar airport or the Kabul airport. What happened in the last 12 days should never ever repeat again. So we want to protect all the persons that are evacuating the country. We want to implement safety protocols to ensure planes are not taking off with our Afghan civilians holding onto the exterior of the plane. The Taliban in the U.S. should not be firing at civilians. Instead, they should be calming the chaos and preventing those casualties. These are human lives we're talking about. We want to work with the international partners to create safe zones with Afghanistan where vulnerable groups can remain protected while their refugee and immigration cases are being processed. We ask that the international leaders extend the deadline of evacuation and help as many Afghans as possible leave Afghanistan. This August 31st stuff, it doesn't cut it, and we will not accept that. Canadian government expedite the processing and special immigrant visas and remove the barriers for processing. The current state of Afghanistan does not allow for Afghans to safely attain or access passports, visas, and documentation. We ask that our Canadian government increases the overall quota for Afghan refugees in an expedited timeline. Canada should accept a minimum of 90,000 high-risk and valuable... My brothers and sisters, 90,000 is not enough, so we're asking for the minimum of 90,000 at-risk and vulnerable Afghans from within Afghanistan. I'm not talking about refugees outside. I'm saying within Afghanistan, 90K. The Canadian government must put in place multiple evacuation plans and processes that aid the people within Afghanistan to access safe evacuation, with an emphasis on our vulnerable communities. This includes our religious minorities, our human rights activists, our women's rights activists, our girls and women, our LGBT community, and our... So this is why we have all gathered here today. This is what our advocacy list is. And we hope that with having all your voices here today, that we amplify this message and we create that change. So I want to make sure that you all know that this conversation does not end here today, that this conversation is going to continue on, and we're going to create that change together.
Let's go find her phone. I'll find you guys later. We're going to go find Sophie with her family.
For a lot of cheers, and I know we want to do some chants, so I'm going to pass it on to my team, the Toronto Youth again, and we're going to get worked up again and do some chants. Who's ready? Zindabad!
Zindabad Afghanistan! Zindabad Afghanistan! We want freedom, we want peace!
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 Bring more refugees in!
Bring more refugees in!
Zindabad Afghanistan!
Zindabad
you, Afghan youth. That was great. Can I ask everyone to please move back? You're very close to the mics. We have one that's already gone. We want everyone to be heard, so please go back. Yeah, just take a step back, everyone. Thank you.
We need a little bit of space, please. ببخشید محترما یک کمک پشت سر بدین زود بسیار جای هستن. من میخواستم بگویم نام من ناصر هستم. I have to text this once you have this right, eh? For immigration. So if you, this is not for my family, this is for the 40 million Afghan people.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna, can everybody just for 1 second move away from the speakers? This is a hazard. I don't want anyone injured. Okay, so if you are around any of the speakers, please take a step back. And if anyone's from behind here, please take a step back because we have lines running through here and we don't want anyone getting injured. Guys, how are we going to save the country if we can't follow simple instructions?
Everyone go back!
All right, thank you, everyone. We're going to carry on with the event as planned. So those that are following instructions, thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to introduce the next speaker. We have speakers from all walks of life and all experiences. So please, we'll take a moment to introduce Rashta John. She is an Afghan girl, and she's going to talk about an Afghan girl's life during Taliban regime. So Rashta John, please come on stage.
Can't walk away from you. Hello everyone, thank you so much for showing up for Afghans today. Today I just want to talk about a little bit about my experience, how we escaped war. I'm sure a lot of you will relate to the story, and we just have to stand up for our Afghans that are back home now, and they really need our help. When Taliban captured Afghanistan in 1996, I was only 4 years old. My very first memory of the Taliban as a child is my father being held captive and my mother and I, along with the rest of our family members, running because we heard the Taliban are coming. And this was sometimes 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, in the dark. We would run to the mountains with no food and no clothing. As a child, I would overhear men discussing how to save their women from this barbaric regime. And they would generally come to one conclusion: poison the woman before the Taliban can have them. Flash forward 20 years, I see the exact same scene unfolding before my eyes. I just happen to be lucky to immigrate to this country. I see blood everywhere, children, women, and minorities at risk again. Every Afghan desperate today to escape the Taliban regime. Today I want to put things into perspective because our audience is Afghans as well as non-Afghans. So I'll share a story. Growing up, I had a best friend. Her name was Yasmin. We went to school together and shared many, many happy experiences together during the US control of Afghanistan. However, it was short-lived and none of us knew that the two of us would have very different fates. I was lucky and she was not. I was able to leave Afghanistan at the age of 16 with my family and settle in Canada. She had to stay back. We kept in touch throughout the years and always talked about our dreams and aspirations. We both worked hard and strived for higher education because we wanted to prove that as survivors of war, we could still live a life of dignity if given the opportunity. Today, every child, every woman, and every man in Afghanistan are pleading the world for the same opportunity. Today, I can proudly talk about my accomplishments
I went on to University of Toronto, got a degree. I can put it on the wall. I can put it on the wall. I can showcase it to the world. I can make my parents proud that, given an opportunity, I could accomplish my dreams. Today I can partake in the workforce and be part of the society. Whereas my friend Yasmin, the very first thing she did when she heard of Taliban is burn her IDs, diplomas, her certificates, and her dreams and aspirations along with it. Today, I want to share her story in her own words. She says, I worked for many days and many nights over the years to become the person I am today. And this morning, when I reached home after hearing Taliban captured Kabul, the very first thing my sister and I did was hide our IDs, our diplomas, our certificates. It was devastating. Now it looks like I must burn everything I achieved in 24 years of my life. I did not expect that we would be deprived of our basic rights again and travel back to 20 years ago and experience the same.
Welcome, NB. Welcome. Welcome to the live.
My sister and I could not sleep all night, remembering the stories my mother used to tell us about the Taliban era and the way they treated women. My mother went through all the trauma under the Taliban regime, and it seems as if I and my sisters, we have to go through it all.
As a woman, I feel like I'm the victim of this political war that men started. I feel like I can no longer laugh out loud. I can no longer listen to my favorite music. I can no longer meet my friends in my favorite cafe. I can no longer wear my favorite yellow dress or pink lipstick. I can no longer go to my job or finish the university degree that I worked for years to achieve. She goes on to say, I love doing my nails. Today, as I was on my way home, I glanced at the beauty salon where I used to go for manicures. The shop front, which had been decorated with beautiful pictures of girls, had been whitewashed overnight. This is symbolic. This is symbolic, and I want all of you to know that this is symbolic. From today on, our lives are black and white. She says this, all I can see around me are the fearful and scared faces of women and children, and ugly faces of men who hate women, who do not like women to get educated, have freedom, or be part of the society. These were her words as she cried for help to me. Today, I look back at our childhood together, and I think about my life.
Yes, NB, big crowd. I'll give you a 360. Yes, big crowd. They're getting a good support today. We're at Nathan Phillips Square. And yes, it's a big crowd. It's a big crowd. They're getting a good support. The protest for Afghanistan. So that's the 360 view.
All pleading you and the world for help. Afghan women have been the victim of a political war and atrocity for the past 40 years. That's 4 decades. And yet they wake up every morning with the hope that things might change for the better. Today, Afghan women have one message for the Taliban. This is not the Afghanistan of 1996. Afghan women will not accept being a second-class citizen. And today, I'm asking all of you to please use the platforms, use your platforms, become their voice, and advocate for their voice. Because
because there right now, they don't have access to anything. So we are their voice and we really need to speak up for them. Long live Afghanistan!
All right, everyone, we're going to start the chants again. Is everyone ready? Women's rights are human rights. Human rights are human rights. Women's 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 rights are human rights. Children of the future. Save the children. Save 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 the future. Free, free Afghanistan. 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 Zindabad 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 Afghanistan. Watch the education is a right. Education is a right. Save our children, save our future. Save our children, save our future. Save our children, save our future. Save our children, save our future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. I would like you guys, I would like everyone to meet a special lady that's here from Vancouver. And you may not understand just by looking at TV as to how cruel Taliban can be. So we're going to share a story with you firsthand by Shakila Zari. She's here from Vancouver, so please hear her out.
و من چقدر ظلم دیدم، چقدر شکنجه شدم و امروز آمدیم.
Zindabad Afghanistan!
Zindabad Afghanistan!
Alright, friends, I'm going to tell you her story in English for those of you that don't speak English. This is Shakila. She was forcefully married to an elder Afghan.
Come back if you need more, right?
Thank you. Can we just, her story is very important. As you can see, she's very emotional. She's been through it. So can we please allow her to speak? So she was forcefully married to a Talib, and you can see what happened to her. I don't even have to explain. So if you like, I can translate for you. She's going to be speaking in Dari.
دختر بودم که ما فامیل بسیار بزرگ بودیم که پاشان شدیم. من در افغانستان فامیل دارم. من صرف از خاطر فامیل خود نامدیم که اینجا صدای ما بلند کنم. از خاطر تمام افغانهای خود آمدیم که امروز در افغانستان با درد با ستم دست پنجه میکنن.
Zindabad Zarinjan.
ما همیشه مبارزه کردیم چون ما یک دختر افغان بودم در افغانستان گناه بود چون من نمیخواستم که مثل دیگر آزاد باشم آزاد زندگی کنم تاثیر کنم و اون شوهر طالب من خوش نداشت که من تاثیر کنم خوش نداشت که
NB, welcome. Welcome, NB. Thanks for visiting, NB.
و من رفتم پیش پلیس شکایت کردم که این بالای منی ظلم است پلیس گفت شوهرت از گوشوبنی نبریده برو پس خانم من با یک ناامیدی دوباره رفتم در خانه اموش آمد با تفنگ شلیک کرد در صورتم من امروز کانادا هستم درست از من ایستاده هستم ولی من با درد مبارزه میکنم در کانادا هم من صدای خدا بلند کردم وقتی من میخوایم از دولت کانادا وقتی یک کارم میکنن عملی هم کنن افغانای ما را از افغانستان بکشن به یک کشور آرام زندگی کنن ما از جنگ خسته شدیم ما میخوایم انسانیت کجا هست انسانیت کجا زندگی و حالا میخوایم یک دوستم سنیتا علیزاده است که یک آهنگ خوانده من شاید قدر خوب نتونم بخوانم ولی میخوایم اما آهنگ بخوانم براتون برشان ثابت کن نمردیم زدیم جوانه هر بار ما رو کشتن ما زنده شدیم خاطر این بهانه تا روزی وطن زر آبادی ما دیدیم نشانه از
OpinionGuru TV live, welcome.
مرا تشویق میکنین از قلب از همه تشکری میکنم همیشه باید از هم صدا باشیم و مبارزه کنیم هر چقدر بالا ما ظلم کنم ما اونقدر قویتر برمیگردیم و صدای ما نمیمانیم خاموش شویم
زنده‌باد زنای افغانستان
All right, friends, I know it's really hot. We do have water on this side, so please feel free to get some water. We are almost done, so, you know, you're going to be out of the sun soon. Just a few minutes. All right, so now I'm going to talk to you about the immigration process right now. My name is Muskas Lanakzai, and I'd like to talk to you about the resettlement of Afghans in Canada. As you know, Afghanistan is experiencing yet another crisis, which is why Canada needs to step in, and it needs to step in yesterday. What we are asking our government today, and whoever is supposed to come to power in September, are the followings. Extend the August 31st deadline. If we want to save Afghans, that's the first thing we need to do. So when you go home, this is your homework. Start the hashtag, extend the deadline. We need to put pressure on the government for that. Evacuation by the Canadian troops ended on Thursday, which is 5 days before the deadline. That's unacceptable. It needs to restart the evacuation of Afghans and Afghan Canadians stuck in Afghanistan now. Next, we appreciate the resettlement of 20,000 Afghans that the Liberals have committed to. But that's not enough. We ask that number to be multiplied by at least 5. We need to set a timeline for the resettlement. It should be in the next few months, not few years, not few decades. According to CIC News, 23,000 Afghans have resettled in Canada since 2001. That's a little over 1,000 each year. We don't want our Afghans to be roaming around aimlessly for the next 20 years for Canada to bring them here. We are requesting the evacuation of Afghans to restart now. Targets have been put on our families in Afghanistan, and there's no way to escape. So we expect Canada to start a rescue mission to bring our families to safety. If there is a will, there is a way. We want Canada to find the will to save our families in Afghanistan. And what I'm asking today is not the impossible. It was made possible for the Syrians. In just 100 days, between November 2015 and February 2016, 25,000 Syrians were resettled in Canada, and nearly 40,000 by the end of 2016. So we are willing to work with the Canadian government to make that happen for our Afghans stuck in Afghanistan. Since 1991, 37,265 Afghans have resettled, and I'm sure we are all one of them. So let's just not wait for that to take that long. We need the government.
Empress Divine, welcome, welcome.
Now all I want is
OpinionGuru TV Live. Empress Divine, welcome. Welcome to the live.
True. What you hear of Kabul are forced news that are being shared with everyone. Journalists are forced out of their homes, beaten, and threatened to be murdered along with their families if they don't spread positive news of them. They're not your friendly neighbors. They are not our brothers. And nor are they a Muslim. The people of Afghanistan were served to the Taliban on a silver plate. So speaking to the troops, they don't want to leave their team behind. They want to stay back and bring their teammates back to Canada. And who can change that? We can. And now, when you go home, all I need you to do is start the hashtag, extend the deadline, because that's the one way that we can put pressure on the government to listen to us. Thank you. Can everyone please go back? This is way too crowded. Please go back.
OpinionGuru TV Live. We are being asked to step back because it's too compact. I'm gonna sign off now. We have done about 55 minutes. So thanks for watching OpinionGuru TV Live. We're gonna sign off now. Thanks for watching. We're at Nathan Phillips Square. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one. OpinionGuru TV signing off.